Hi guys, today we'll be going over my games in day 2 of the Cat's Tail Gathering tournament. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So for our first game, we're going up against Yao Yao, Seahorse and Linny here. This is not a bad deck actually. This I don't know, it's been gaining popularity recently. It's a pretty fun deck because Seahorse is fun. You get the Fontamer Pearls which can like
Stay close and you will live.
decrease damage, and it also decreases damage from summons without using up its usages at all. So it's pretty effective against summons, which means that it's pretty effective against my deck since I have 2 summons in this deck, which is Raiden summon and Shenhe summon. But we'll see how I fare against this. So starting off, I start with a Sealy, Opera and Vorukasha's Glow, and I'm just gonna use Raiden's normal attack followed by her elemental skill. The reason I use the normal attack first is because I just don't want to trigger their Vorukasha's Glow or Heart of Kavarina. But it's a really minor detail, it doesn't really matter. As for them, of course they start off with Yao Yao's skill, then they just do stuff. Equip stuff. And they actually wasted 3 dice there. They ended their round with 3 dice, I don't know why. But it's very good for me, of course. Now they switch to Linny now that they've applied Dendro on Raiden. I don't care about getting burned or anything, so I'm just gonna use Raiden's burst. And then next I'm gonna switch to Shenhe and use Shenhe's burst.
What exactly is teamwork?
Now they switch back to Yao Yao. I'm not sure why. Alright, I guess to trigger Veteran's Visage here. And then now they switch to the Seahorse because they want to end their round on the Seahorse to tank my summons. And also, if you end your round on the Seahorse, you actually draw an extra card. So all in all, ending on the Seahorse is definitely what they want to do. Now using the summons, they're gonna trigger Quicken on me and then apply Pyro on Shenhe. However, I did get pretty lucky in this game. I guess, I don't know, is it really lucky when you have 10 whole cards in your deck? But I do have Shattering Eyes in here. And with Shattering Eyes, I can actually one-shot the Seahorse. So I don't have to worry about but like, I don't have to worry about Electro ever again. And that's really good. So here I fast action switch to Chongyun, use Shattering Eyes and and also Fresh Wind of Freedom, and take out the Seahorse. And now I'm also gonna get a second kill here. So they chose to sacrifice Yao Yao. And I do have to tune a lot of cards to get enough dice for the elemental skill. But it's definitely worth it to just bring them down to their 5 HP Linny. 6 HP I guess. I actually ended my round here too fast, like I ended my round before I actually got this extra die. If I saw this, I would have definitely switched to Raiden first. Because here they have 2 dice, and that's really dangerous. Like, if they had 1 more die remaining somehow, if they managed to get 1 more die, then Chongyun would be dead. And that's really bad. Thankfully they didn't, so I didn't throw. And now I go first, so I'm just gonna take out Linny here and that's GG.
Submit for quick, drop curtains.
Now for the second game, we're going up against Ningguang with double Hydro here. And this is pretty much an instant win for me. Minus the instant. I say instant because my deck does really well against this deck. Even though Stall is supposed to counter aggro, but because Chongyun just packs so much damage in his burst, I usually come out on top here. So what I do is I first start on Chongyun, and then I use his elemental skill. Do I use his elemental skill? I do, okay. I equip Blizzard Stray, use his elemental skill, and then I'm gonna switch to Raiden and rush her burst. So that after Raiden uses her burst, Chongyun will have 3 energy already. And that means that I have a missile here for their Ningguang. So the moment they switch to Ningguang, I'm gonna switch to Chongyun, use my missile on her, ideally with LITM for fast action switch, and I win. Of course, usually they don't let me burst on their Ningguang, because they do anticipate that I have LITM and stuff. But that means they can't really use the Ningguang either. So all in all, it's very good. So here I'm just gonna rush Raiden's burst, so with normal attack and then just burst. Of course I equip Boru Kasha first, Opera, all that good stuff. Now they finally switched to Ningguang and they're gonna use her Jade screen to hit Raiden for a lot of damage and also get up some shield. This is pretty annoying, but well, what can you do? I do have to use the burst after all. Now I just equip Boru Kasha to on-shen her and switch to her. And I just end my round. Now starting off, I equip Moon Piercer first in order to get more damage and a burst and also trigger Opera instantly. And then after this, I can then use the skill for just one die. Okay, first I use the normal attack because I wanted to shatter Kokomi for extra damage. I don't have to worry about unfreezing Kokomi because, like as you can see, they have no intention of using Kokomi anyway. And now here, I was thinking that they can't stay on Barbara because she would die to Shattering Ice and my summons, but they heal her, so she will survive a hit from Shenhe, meaning that I can't prevent them from using Barbara's burst, which is quite unfortunate, I guess, since most of their characters will be healed back up to full HP. But it's not too bad anyway. Usually they have Calx's Arts or Star Signs to use Barbara's burst instantly anyway. I just use a burst again. I might as well use the burst instead of the skill. Now of course they're going to burst. Heal everything up. And they even lotused up Barbara. Maybe that was a bit overkill. Since they lotused up, I didn't want to use Shenhe's skill again. So instead I just switched to Raiden and use Raiden's skill. They do a bit of switching around because that's how this deck works. You want to switch around and usually end your round last so that you can cleanse the element on your characters using Melody Loop here. Here it kinda failed though, because it applied Hydro on Barbara. Now since Ningguang doesn't have much energy yet, so I don't have to worry about stars and LITM switch into her with star signs, then I can just safely switch to Chongyun here and threaten like his burst on any of their characters. Now they switch to Kokomi in order to tank the burst. I just burst anyway. I would have loved to use like my cards here, but unfortunately they use Passing of Judgment, so I can't do that.
A touch of frost.
Now they switch to Barbara, I freeze her instantly so they can't heal up. Now they put out Ningguang. I switch to Shenhe in order to preserve Chongyun's HP. They crystallize her. And again, I would love to Lotus up on her, but I can't because of Passing of Judgment. But it's fine because they don't have enough dice to take her out anyway.
New strategy needed.
I managed to pull another Shattering Ice here, and that's pretty crucial in order to take out Ningguang here. If I didn't get it, then I would have it would have taken longer and I would have had to use Adeptus somehow. But since I have both of these, I'm just gonna use them both this round. So here comes Shattering Ice number 1, and that deals 5 damage. More if you include the shields she had. She just goes for another Jade screen, possibly thinking of using the burst, but I don't allow that by simply using another Shattering Ice. And here a normal attack is enough to take out Ningguang. Now all they're left with is a Barbara, who can't deal damage at all. I can't relax too much yet though, because for sure they have a fried egg somewhere and they're gonna revive their characters. I mean, probably they'll revive Ningguang, since reviving Kokomi yields the same amount of damage, 0. So okay, they do put out Ningguang, and then they end their round. It's important that they ended their round first, because Melody Loop now heals Ningguang, so she doesn't die to Superconduct. Fresh Wind of Freedom is very good here. I was thinking I could double kill their characters, but it's annoying that Shenhe Shenhe's just 1 damage short from killing Barbara here. It's so sad.
Let the show begin.
Manifest!
So unfortunately I can't use Fresh Wind of Freedom, I can't proc Gamblers, all that good stuff. Now they fast action switch to Ningguang, heal up even more, and then pull out another Jade screen. I just load this up here so that Shenhe doesn't die this round, and just attack. Here comes another Jade screen. I think they're just building up energy pretty much. And then we both end our rounds. Again, they made sure to end on Barbara here so that Ningguang doesn't die. And also, that they had to like, Melody Loop again, cleanse their characters. But thankfully here I had just enough damage to take out both of their characters, thanks to Adeptus Temptation. So with Fresh Wind of Freedom, that's just a double kill.
I feel
So with Adeptus Temptation, the burst can take out Barbara, and then Shenhe's elemental skill deals 5 damage here, which is just enough to take out Ningguang. GG. Now for our third game, we're going up against Xingqiu, Chongyun and Razor here. This deck is like a freeze combo deck. The idea is you first start on Xingqiu and then get up Xingqiu's burst, then use Chongyun's skill, and then Chongyun and Razor with their cryo normal attacks coupled with Xingqiu's rain swords will just keep on freezing your characters. This deck usually comes with like Minty Meat Rose, Wolf's Gravestone. Actually those are just the 2 cards you have to look out for. Against this deck, what I like to do is I just start on Raiden and then use a skill and normal attack. Actually, now that I think about it, I like to do this against pretty much every deck I face, so this isn't anything special.
Illusion shattered.
I could have also used Moon Piercer here, but there's really no point. Also, I didn't use my last die to heal up Raiden here because I don't actually want to heal up Raiden because later on they're bound to freeze me, and I want Raiden to have as little HP as possible so that I can just switch to her, sacrifice her, and I can send out either Chongyun or Shenhe for free without them getting frozen.
Rain cutter.
But anyway, now here they use their ult, get up the rain swords, and now I also just use my own burst. Unfortunately my dice do kinda suck, so I have to tune a couple of my cards. And later on, I'm going to use Shenhe's burst as well, so I'm gonna have to tune even more cards. I didn't want to use Adeptus Temptation there because there's no point in killing Xingqiu. Xingqiu is just useless now, basically.
One with my blade.
I also just get rid of my Adeptus Temptation since I probably won't use it anymore. I mean, Chongyun's burst is deals more than enough damage anyway, and these two probably won't get to use their bursts anymore. I use my last die to heal Raiden up now, since Vorukasha is kinda healing her up too much, to the point that I can't sacrifice her anymore. So I might as well just heal her, you know. And now here comes the hell that is Infinite Freeze. So Minty Meat Rolls, and now they start normal attacking. So here I just switch to Raiden.
The campaign
And a normal attack again. And then here, now I switch back to Shenhe, hoping that they'll take out Shenhe for me, so that I can send out Chongyun for free. That rhymes, wow. Now I was very surprised to see them use their burst here, because that's just a waste of a burst. You could have used your skill and it deals the same amount of damage. But okay. Now they do have 7 dice again thanks to Jet, so I Lotus up first and then I take out Chongyun. Now here, looking back, I used my last die to heal up Raiden. I can't heal up Chongyun anymore since I already used the Lotus on him. But looking back, I should have switched back to Raiden instead, because there's a high chance they have even more dice. And what if they have even more dice? Then Chongyun dies, and that's really bad. So let's take a look at what they have here. Okay, I mean, if I switch, I was scared of switching to Raiden because I was afraid of them having gamblers, but turns out they didn't. Because if I switch to Raiden and they had gamblers, then I die anyway. I just lose. But here, by not switching to Raiden, I lose to their dice instead. I suppose it's kind of a gamble, you know, gambling on the fact that whether they have gamblers or dice. I mean, they could have both or neither, but those are also possibilities. So yeah, Chongyun died. And now Raiden on her own cannot clutch this. I'm sorry. It is quite unfortunate, I guess. But like, look, come on. Bro put out Chef Mao plus Northern Smoked Chicken? Nah. I Lotus up here, hoping I can stand a chance, but with 2 damage cryo attacks, I don't stand a chance. And to rub salt in the wound, they even use two Lotuses of their own. So this is just GG.
There is no escape. Detached from the world.
Now for game number 4, we are going up against Wanderer, Bennett and Xiao here. This is a very strange deck, I must say. I don't think it's good at all, honestly. Like, you're depending a bit too much on Bennett's burst here. And what if you can't soul? You just die. But okay. In this game, I actually get really unlucky with my cards. So in my starting hand, as you can see, I have 0 draw cards. Usually you want at least like a Sealy or Vorukasha. I mean, it's not too bad yet. Maybe I can get one next round. Now they start off with Minty Meat Rolls, which at first I was like, why would you use Minty Meat Rolls for Bennett? You can use 2 normal attacks on round 1 anyway. But turns out this is so that they can save 3 dice for Liben. I think that's pretty big brain. Insane, okay. I also got even another unlucky part about this game was that they started first, because if I started first, I could just use Adeptus Temptation right now at the start of round 2, burst Bennett into Oblivion, and I just win. They will just be stuck with 2 Anemo characters who can't do anything. All they can do is just deal 3 Anemo damage at a time, which is just depressing.
Everybody stand back.
Well, on the bright side, at least they didn't have Bennett's talent card. If they did, I would actually be in serious trouble here. I just use Adeptus Temptation anyway and just take out Bennett because I don't want him alive anymore. Now they will take out Raiden, but I kind of like, I predicted that they would take out Raiden for me so that I can use Woven here and I can still use Shenhe's Burst. Because usually after using Adeptus Temptation on Raiden's Burst, I won't have enough dice left for Shenhe's Burst, but here I do. Now we do have the same amount of HP, but they have Bennett's Burst, and I guess I have the summons. But the bad thing is, look at my dice here. Nah. What is this? What is this? And so I have to give up my last 2 cards to just deal damage. Like normal attacks. Here I actually like spent quite a lot of time to think, and I made sure to take out some of their HP because of how Bennett's burst works without his talent. So since they have less than 7 HP, instead of getting the damage boost, they heal instead. And since they don't have the damage boost, Shenhe gets to live. And that's really important in order to take out Xiao here. Once again, my cards are just terrible. I don't have draw cards, I don't have food, I don't have anything. I just get a freaking seed dispensary I can't use. But at least on the last round my dice were kinda good. I used the elemental skill and then now I just prayed he didn't have Fresh Wind of Freedom in hand. And thank God they did not have Fresh Wind of Freedom. So I was able to clutch the round. GG.
A touch of frost.
Now for the 5th and final game, we're going up against Yelan Magic here. Yelan OTK, Yelan Magic, whatever you like to call it. And against this deck, guess what I like to do? That's right, start on Raiden, use a skill, use a normal attack. I was hoping I would get Adeptus Temptation here since I actually start first, so then I can just one-shot Yelan, and without Yelan's burst I just win. But unfortunately I don't get Adeptus Temptation. I mean, maybe I can get it at the start of, like, from the 2 cards that the end phase gives you. But that's kinda asking for a lot.
There is no escape.
Anyway, I just use Vorukasha's Glow, use a skill, and then next I'm gonna use the normal attack. Now I don't use my last die on gamblers because, again, not again, but like, you never really know when one of your characters are gonna get a kill, so that's why I usually don't like equipping gamblers just to use up dice. Here they get scared that I have Adeptus Temptation, which is a valid fear to have if you ask me. So they switch to the station here at the end of the round, just so that I can't use Adeptus Temptation to one-shot Yelan. Once again, my dice not the best. At least I have 3 usable dice, I guess. 4 with Opera. But I still have to tune a bunch of cards to use Raiden's burst, and after this I still want to use Shenhe's burst. So now I switch to Shenhe, and I'm gonna use Blizzard Strayer, and then I think I tuned the Hash Brown and then just use a burst.
Do your master's bidding.
So now I can't stop them from getting up Yelan's burst and possibly like destroying me next round. It will just come down to what cards they have basically. So far I am looking quite good though, since they had to do that little switcheroo to back and forth from the station. I feel like they should have just, I mean, like, Adeptus Temptation is pretty scary I guess, but sometimes you just got to take the risk. The chance of me getting Adeptus is not that high. Adeptus in my starting hand. Now I use a Lotus on Shenhe so she doesn't die to anything basically. And now they put out Signora to freeze Shenhe. Thankfully I did get LITM, so I won't get like frozen permanently. But even if I keep getting frozen, I would have just like switched back and forth and then sacrifice Shenhe so that I can get a free switch to Chongyun. I actually used LITM to switch to Raiden here and normal attack, because with a normal attack then these 2 summons will bring Sinora down to below 4 HP and then she will lose her revival. But here they switch to a station, and I guess the Northern Smoke Chicken does allow them one more attack, and it also takes out Shenhe. But Northern Smoke Chicken is like, when I saw it, I felt relieved and also pained at the same time, because relieved because now they can't heal their station, so if they stayed on the station during the end phase, it would die to the summons. But at the same time, they get another attack, so it pains me. And I'm just thankful they didn't have an extra die, like maybe Ball Princess and Heart of Kavarina, because they'll get a third attack, and that would actually be just brutal. But here I have no idea why they switched back to Sinora. Like, why? Just give up the station, bro. Because by switching to Sinora, now she loses a revival. And with Fresh Wind of Freedom in hand, all I have to do is just double kill them now. It's free. Whereas if they had just stayed on the station, Sinora's revival doesn't trigger Fresh Wind of Freedom. So they would get another attack, and I think they would still lose anyway, but they stand a better chance at least. So now, like I said, all I have to do is just go for the double kill here, and that's GG.
I never asked for redemption. Spirit Blade, attack!